Destroy fear forever. Hi, I am your host, Sky Cheyenne, and welcome back once again to Rebuild Reality, where as always, we talk about who we really are, why we're here, and how all of this stuff works. So fear, well, boy, this is one of the big ones. This is the one that makes our lives miserable, right? So we want to take this guy out. We want to pull this plug. Now, we have fear because we believe that this is real. That all of what we see, what we call reality, is opposite. It's not us. It's this scary place where there's all these things that aren't us that can hurt us and harm us. So we believe in reality. But what is reality? Well, Wikipedia says that reality is the sum or aggregate of all that is real or exists within the universe, as opposed to that which is only imaginary, non-existent, or non-actual, which is really pretty hilarious because all there is consciousness, and consciousness is all imagination. Now, Neville Goddard talked about this repeatedly. He's like, Jesus Christ is your imagination. God is your imagination because it is the operant power that is making everything. That's why Neville Goddard talked about the world as you pushed out. That's why the famous physicist John Wheeler said, there's no out there, out there. And it's also why my teacher taught me, you're the only one in the room. There's nobody else here. So this is why things like, people like the laughing Buddha, we finally got it. That's why he's laughing. He's like, oh my God, the whole time it's just been me. So how does that even work? Well, I'll tell you what, even scientifically, when you look at quantum physics, this is totally real, proven real, like demonstrated to be real. Now, everything we see is made out of matter. Our bodies, the walls, what have you, all made out of matter. Well, what's matter made out of? Energy. Well, what's telling that energy what to do? What to form into? This. And this has been already proven in experiments, and especially you add the intention, the thought, the desire, the projection with emotion, with the power. No problem. You can create anything. That's why in the Bible it says, if you want to, you can say move mountain and that mountain's gonna move. This is all about belief because your beliefs will and do create your reality, nonstop. Now, this is also why so many spiritual teachers, so many manifestation teachers talk about the importance of letting go, of being casual about your relation, about whatever it is that you want, about never needing, having to have, gotta have, oh boy, I really, really want, oh my God, why is it so hard? Oh, if I don't have that, I'm gonna die. I'm not gonna make it. I have to have it. I can't not have it. Then you get into the danger zone because if everything is you, and you think you don't have something, well, then the outside can't show you any different. It has to be the universe, the mirror, whatever you want to project it as. It has to be the same as you because it's all you. So if you're declaring, I don't have this, I need this, I want this, I'm going to freaking die without this thing. It's just like, it's not judging you. It's not complaining. It's not saying, oh, no, it's okay. It's just this non-consciousness kind of just reflection. It's just you. So whatever you say goes. That's it. So if you say the world is going to hell, then your world is going to hell. If you say that everything is fantastic and amazing and wow, oh my God, everything worked out. Yay. Guess what? Everything's going to be fantastic and amazing and everything's going to work out because you're the only one in the room. There's nobody else here. As crazy as that sounds, This is how it works. This is the truth of reality. But because this is ever so pervasive, we have to constantly remind ourselves of it. So this is why practices are so important. By having that where you are repeating that, where you are changing this around. Because if you're going to change your reality, if you're going to change your life, what's coming to you, then you have to change what you think. You have to start looking at what you're thinking all the time, because that's what's writing the script. Every day, all day long, what you're thinking, what you're believing it's like someone's there taking your dictation. Everything you say is all being fed into the program that comes back as your experience. And it's just that. Now, people like Neville Goddard's teacher, Abdullah, totally understood this, which is why, as an African-American man in New York in the 1930s, he didn't have any problems at all. And if you know anything about history, well, that just didn't happen, not at that time. And everyone wanted an audience with him. All these rich and society people and stuff, they all wanted to talk to him. They all wanted to speak to Abdullah. He didn't have any problems getting front seat at the opera or the theater. No problem at all. Because he's like, well, if it's all me, where's the problem? Same with his food, like I mentioned before, whatever he ate, when he would sit and Neville Goddard would go out and they'd eat together sometimes. And he'd be like, oh my God, Abdullah, he's like having all these alcoholic drinks beforehand. He's having this huge meal. He's having all this ice cream and cake afterwards. He's having more alcohol. And Neville's like, oh, how can you even do that? And he's like, well, you couldn't do this. You got quibbles. In other words, you got beliefs. They're getting in your way. But he's like, Abdullah understood that this is all me. All of this is me. So how can it hurt me? How can it hurt me? But you can make it hurt you if you believe in it, that it can hurt you, then absolutely. And I've demonstrated this to myself in so many different instances. Like when I moved to Tulum, and first 4 months, great. I'm like, I'm in paradise. It's wonderful. And then things started to happen. Suddenly some crazy guy moved in with the family next door, and he's like up, it seemed like 24 hours, drunk and blasting the stereo and banging on the walls. The people across the way started having parties like all night. Like literally, I mean, they didn't end until like 7, 8, 9 o'clock the next morning. The dog next door just never stopped 24/7. It's like, I'm like, oh my God, what's going on? And then I realized I had started to see it differently. Like, oh, maybe that's not so great. Or, oh, what are those people doing? And, oh, I don't like that. And then my reality began to change. And I'm like, whoa, okay, I'm doing this. So I changed it. And within a week, all went back to normal, quiet as could be. And this is how we can prove these things to ourselves. And that's why Neville Goddard never cared. He never cared about what anyone said or anything like that. And he said that a number of times in his speeches. He's like, I don't care. I don't care what anyone says. It doesn't matter to me, because he knew he could just go back in and just rewrite it, because it was all him. Same thing as Joe Dispenza. Him and people he knows that have money are experimenting. How much money can I give away? And they're doing it and they're finding out that they're getting it back faster than they can even give it away, because they're beginning to see, I'm just giving it to myself. So when all of this stuff begins to drop in, and we understand that the illusion of separateness is merely a created thing that's not real, it's only here so we can have experiences of another to love, another to have fun with, things to do, experiences to have, oceans to sail. That's what's the fun part. Then we destroy fear forever. And we understand that we are the true creators of our reality. So I am your host, Sky Cheyenne, and thank you once again for being here with me on Rebuild Reality. And thank you very much for liking and commenting, and especially for subscribing, because it does make a big difference with YouTube and how many people get to see this channel and me being able to exist. So I appreciate all of your help in that. And I'm going to see you here next time.